Since you're new to H&R Block, we'll look at your returns from the last 3 years for any money your last guy might have missed, for free.
I could get money back from last year?
You could. We'll find any mistakes.
Could have really used that 2 years ago when I dated that mistake for 5 months.
Don't leave money on the table. Switch to H&R Block and get a free second look review. Second look is included at no additional cost with the purchase of tax preparation. Results vary. All tax situations are different. Fees apply if you have us file an amended return.
We're shipping Easter gifts with a rapid-fire round of questions. Ready?
Yes, my gift. Can you pack it?
Yep.
Ship it?
Yes.
Guarantee it?
Of course.
Oh, send gift baskets?
For sure.
Protect electronics? Dog-proof it? Return it if they hate it?
Yes, no, and yeah.
Are you the UPS store?
Hey, we have a winner!
Visit theupsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Visit a store today.
If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you, sir?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast. My name's Eric.
My name is Sean.
Hi, I'm Jorge.
Jorge's a little under the weather today.
We got a filler.
Yeah,
we got a filler.
This is a Jorge 1.0.
Yeah, this is the ChatGPT voice.
ChatGPT
it's not real. Yeah, it's not real. No, we wanted to do an update episode of the pyramids. We literally did four episodes on the pyramids. And then, like we do on this podcast,
literally
we are
clockwork.
It's almost like we're projecting out
the future.
Yes. Jack the Ripper was solved.
Boom. Instantly after. It was like 2 weeks after.
Tupac was solved.
Instantly after.
Fucking OJ died.
Yeah, like we killed his ass. like literally. Our podcast made him.
Murdered him.
Yeah, literally put his ass
cancer.
down. Yeah, like we made it worse.
Anyways, and so we then did the pyramids, and it was our 100th. Like, it was a major thing.
Yeah, and we
put a lot of work into it.
A lot of time.
And then news came
It was
out.
2 weeks later. It was like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. And I remember Eric sending it to us, and we were like, what the fuck?
Fuck?
Like, really?
So if you have not heard, we're just going to dive in.
Fuck?
Thank you, Jorge. About time. Jesus.
Your Spanish is getting good, too.
It's
getting real good.
Jorge sounds like a woman.
Como se
¿Cómo se llama?
Pyramid?
Yeah. ¿Qué pasó?
This is a talent.
I know, literally. Fluent.
Yeah. So here we go. We're just going to, and we wanted to talk about it because we already came to our final
conclusions. And I want Eric's conclusions to get shattered.
Well,
and then we're going to do new poll.
No,
new poll.
honestly,
new poll. New poll.
Yeah, we'll do a new poll.
Honestly, what, Eric?
Aliens.
Honestly, what? The ingenuity of man?
This kind of is actually for me.
No, it's not.
No, how?
How is this for you?
They're doing a tunnel.
No, they're doing more shit that is even more difficult than what they did before.
We're gonna read it out. And then we'll make our decisions. Yeah.
Nice jacket, loser.
It's not a jacket, bro.
Why you have the collars popped like you're the T-birds?
No.
Why do you wear a shirt to keep warm? I don't understand. You wore that
Who are you?
out of the closet.
Dan, that was fire. Dan, shots fired. Holy shit. Sorry,
Okay,
Jorge.
whatever. Jorge's coming in.
He's wearing a button up to stay warm.
But it's
Doesn't
not
make
really a
sense.
button-up. It's like a flannel.
But it's denim.
Bro.
It's a
just-
denim flannel?
It's denim with
It's denim
plaid.
with flannel pattern.
Yes.
Like plaid pattern.
yeah.
That's really denim?
It's
It doesn't
denim.
look like denim.
It's denim. It's fully made out of denim.
How did you buy, where do you even buy denim clothing anymore?
It's none of your business, bro.
Like thrifting?
None of
You
your
go
business.
thrifting?
I got mine. You got yours.
Did you go thrifting? Is it a thrifty?
No, it's not a thrift. It's,
Really?
No.
It was a gift from his father-in-law.
It's from my father.
Oh, that's pretty solid. Because I've been to Target and I've not seen not a one denim.
I received this shirt in 2016.
What, from Peter?
Yeah.
Yes.
God, Peter, that guy does not miss.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Peter,
was-
he
He's
doesn't.
got some style.
Can you tell him to buy me a denim?
9 years
I
ago?
will.
9 years ago, yeah. Give or take. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever.
Peter's a
Yeah,
great guy.
yeah.
Peter's a great guy.
Anyways, so here we go. And this, if you have not heard about this, honestly, this is fantastic. Brand
It's
new
insane.
news. Yes.
It's insane.
And here's the headline: Massive underground structure discovered beneath Giza pyramids. In a groundbreaking new study, researchers have uncovered what appear to be massive underground structures beneath the Giza pyramid complex in Egypt. Using advanced imaging tech that is transforming how we explore ancient architecture, this revelation is reigniting global fascination with the most iconic, mysterious landmark, which is the pyramids.
Yeah, it's like, and like, when did it like?
It's wild.
Like,
Have you
who
looked
was the
into
first one? Was like, wait, why don't we throw this like new radar?
I
shit
know.
at it?
Have you looked into the tech of the radar?
No, but
It's crazy. Yeah,
I mean,
Okay,
clearly
why,
it's amazing.
why haven't they done this before?
I know. It's from
That's what I'm
space.
thinking. Like, why the fuck they didn't?
No, it's from space.
What do you mean it's from space?
The radar is from space.
The
You
radar-
didn't know
the
that?
radar
I'm
is in
sorry,
space?
but that's
Yes. You didn't know that?
No.
Yes. So it's above. It's
Oh, so it's like purely. It's like
yes.
100%
Oh
above.
man, I'm gonna read it to you. Yeah.
I did not know that.
The discovery was made using synthetic aperture radar tomography, a non-invasive remote sensing technique that allows scientists to detect anomalies beneath the surface without actually having to dig.
Well, I know that they
Via satellites.
from space.
still sounds like aliens.
The
to
research
me.
team, composed of scientists
obviously.
from multiple countries, analyzed satellite radar data. Originally, it was collected 2017 and 2020. When it was processed finally
It's what, fucking 5 years later? What the
with
fuck?
advanced imaging techniques, the data revealed a large grid-like underground complex sketching nearly 2 kilometers in length underneath the pyramid.
Dude, it's so wild. And it's under.
So are these like small tunnels? Like, is it
No,
like
they're
little
fucking
wormholes?
No, they're pretty big.
They're pretty big.
They're pretty big, and it says under the whole complex. So it's not just under
Yeah.
the one pyramid; it's under the whole complex of pyramids.
Yeah.
Wow.
The findings suggest the presence of. Now, see,
Okay.
again.
Yeah. What?
Again,
Oh, we're grounded.
again.
I'm grounded.
Suggest.
Okay, you fucking twat,
Yeah.
Let's emphasize the word.
Eric.
Suggest. Yeah.
Never wanted to fight someone I love so much.
The findings suggest the presence of interconnected chambers, spiraling shafts, and massive cubic structures hidden well beneath the surface of the Giza plateau. Some chambers appear to be directly beneath the Khufu pyramid. Now, the Khufu pyramid is the second one.
Yes.
So it's strangely in our episodes, we never went over the fact that Khufu pyramid is almost as big as the main one.
No. Yeah. The Great Pyramid is the biggest, and then
Yeah.
there's the other two.
But we never talked about how like fucked up it is that just imagine, let's just take, for example, say Sean built
I built like a
the
dope
first
house, like
pyramid.
a firehouse.
Yeah,
It's like sick.
You built the first pyramid. Jorge built
Me.
the second pyramid, and then I built the big one that was like 6 inches higher.
And you're like, you son of a bitch.
Yes,
Like-
like 100 years later, I'm like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm gonna just build it a little bit higher.
I was like, see you in the afterlife, bitch.
Isn't that dick? Isn't that fucked up?
Super trollsy.
Yeah. So some chambers appear to be directly beneath Khufu, or the Pyramid of Khufu, while others sprawl outward in directions unexplored. These discoveries are unprecedented in scale, complexity, and they raise serious concerns about what we have believed to be Egypt, or like Cairo,
of course,
or like the pyramids. Yeah. Some researchers are speculating that these underground formations may have served as energy channels, secret tombs, or ritual spaces.
Like, no one's going to dig fucking half a mile underground to like bury a homie.
Or
like, nobody is.
Or the non-conspiratorial individuals believe that it's honestly just building a foundation.
But why would you make?
Why would you make giant holes? Why would you make 8 holes in the ground to make a foundation?
I don't pretend to get into the mind of an Egyptian pyramid builder. I don't know how to build the pyramid.
Listen,
exactly.
Eric. Yeah, Eric. Why would you, like, structurally? Imagine like you're building a house and you're like, I'm going to build this house. I want to make it super secure. So I'm going to dig 8 giant holes so fucking deep. And I'm going to make like walkways and shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put 2 huge squares on the bottom.
Now, keep in mind, we're all. Keep in mind, this is all. I don't know. Just imagine taking a photo from space and then going.
Oh, so now you're doubting the photos?
No. Meaning, like, they're taking the empty space and then assuming they're coming to a conclusion about.
Well, it's pretty easy to come to a conclusion.
No,
Eric.
but you could also have just an empty space.
No, dog. They're giant fucking cylinders going into the ground.
No. That's what you saw on Rogan. Okay.
But how is it an empty space that's like a
They say that they're hollow holes. They're hollow.
Well, we think.
Okay. Wow. So
I'm just saying.
I
love how Eric's like, this technology is amazing. Well, we think.
No, I'm just saying it may not be like. Okay, fuck it. What do you think it is then?
Well, let's finish the story. Okay, then we'll get into what we think. Fucker.
Finish the story.
You know the how this thing works. We've only been doing this. We've only been doing this for almost 3 years, bro.
A few.
Yeah, me too.
That's right. Jorge.
Hola.
¿Qué pasa?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
A few fringe theorists even claim this supports the idea that pyramids were once part of a lost energy grid.
I fully.
A theory suggesting ancient civilizations had advanced tech knowledge on energy.
Well, I mean, you think about it, like what's one of the new age energies that we try to use now? Geothermal. So what's to say that this isn't some like aspect of either geothermal or, some of the speculations are vibrational energy, because the earth, just like everything, all matter is vibrating. It's a fact. That's like a proven fact.
Okay.
Like the atoms in your body that make up your body are vibrating.
Okay.
There's a frequency that is happening with all matter. And so if you're able to somehow harness these channels, harness the vibrations of the earth, which is a giant piece of mass, if there's enough vibration, why can't you then somehow harness that power?
Okay.
I mean, it's plausible. I don't know how to do it, but I'm saying it's plausible.
Yeah. Okay. However,
damn. Okay.
Most Egyptologists are approaching this data with more caution. They emphasize the need for on-site verification and warn that while the radar signals suggest dense materials or voids underneath it, they don't confirm man-made structures.
Cool. Yeah, so there's like just happen to be 8 hollow holes.
So man-made meaning alien-made?
Ooh, in your face.
Still, the precision of the SAR, we're going to call it SAR imaging and the consistency of the results have sparked serious academic questioning and interest and calling for the excavation underneath.
Dude, tear that shit up. Fuck those pyramids. Break it down.
Get
we
in
need
there.
to know what's going on.
Get in there.
Of course, though, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities.
Yeah, they're like, we're trying to get that cash,
yes,
bro.
Remember we talked about the House of Antiquities.
Yeah, they're like, this is our cash cow,
They don't like letting anybody in there.
Well, dude, they're like, you know how leveraged we have these pyramids?
I know.
Like this shit's like on float.
Yeah. So they have yet to issue an official excavation plan, but continued international pressure, podcasts, news articles, Rogan, etc., have put a lot of pressure on growing to launch a new dig based on the satellite data underneath it.
I think we need to. I think this is a valid time that we need to maybe occupy Egypt. Like we need some troops over. Yeah, we're gonna need this. We're gonna need to take this over.
There are, and I found probably a dozen news outlets and sources that are saying the same sentence, which is it's the most significant discovery at Giza in over 50 years.
I mean, it's pretty fucking significant, bro. It's
if confirmed, the findings could dramatically reshape our understanding of the purpose, the overall scale, and the complexity of the Great Pyramids and its area.
But wait. Didn't they also find like 5 other structures within the pyramid itself? There were 5 structures that had sloped roofs inside the pyramid that were previously undiscovered.
Really?
Yes. There were 5 sloped like house looking like structures within the pyramid with sloped roofs that they were like, what the fuck are these?
I don't have data on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, okay. So here's what we do know. We do know a satellite and a new technology of looking underground found voids underground.
Large voids. These voids are roughly 600 something meters. Well, I think the voids are about 630 meters, if I'm not mistaken, 660, 630, which are, that's, just so you know, like they're about as tall as the tallest building on Earth, which is in Dubai, which is 2,300 feet tall.
Okay.
So if you do 630 meters, it's close to that.
So, but are these voids obviously created, or were they already there and they just built the pyramids over?
Correct. Yeah, good question.
But how would 8 cylindrical voids just I just don't see how that happens in nature.
That's what he's saying is the argument is the voids they look man-made.
Okay.
Right? Like they look.
It's hard.
It's not just like a weird.
If there was
hole.
one, I'd be like, okay, that's possible.
Yeah.
That's
but
possible.
What he's saying
is
the imagery looks.
It looks fucking man-made.
It looks man-made.
It looks man-made.
Yeah. So then it begs the question of, okay, so maybe they built tombs underneath it before.
But why would you make the tombs that deep?
What do you mean you're building a tomb?
No, but bro, you're like, oh, we're
going to the Valley of the Kings. You know how deep that shit is?
It's not 630 fucking meters deep into some
squares, but maybe
it's not. I promise you, it's not half a mile deep.
Yeah. Okay.
Why would you dig half a mile on the ground? It's too deep. What there's no grave robbers are gonna fucking go down that deep to fucking take your body up.
What is it for?
Well, no shit, we don't know that.
I know,
Eric.
but
There's no logical explanation.
They have to excavate it
to
understand.
But if you took I don't know, if you took imagery of caves.
But caves are naturally occurring.
I know, but I'm just saying there's just a void.
And caves
we haven't verified that they're man-made. We don't know.
Well, I don't think they're man-made.
Okay, goddamn. Son of a bitch.
No one ever said they were man-made, Eric.
Okay, so I have a question and I have asked this previously to Eric. Is it morally okay, or how okay is it to excavate graves? That's what I don't really agree with or understand about Egypt.
She doesn't subscribe to it.
But
I don't agree with taking bodies. Like, you've buried a body, they have their own culture, they have their own beliefs, and you are basically just grave robbing.
Well, tell that to the people in England with fucking Stonehenge.
I know, but there's
you know how many graves they dug up there? Fucking hundreds, bro.
So what she's talking about is we watched a documentary about how they found a new tomb near the Valley of the Kings. And it was like, if this was in the US and it was like Gettysburg in 1,000 years, just imagine in 1,000 years, it's Gettysburg and somebody's pulling up a body.
It's like General
Like, how
Patton.
fucked
Like,
up-
fucking,
how-
like,
yeah,
like-
like, how fucked up is it?
Yeah, you
I mean, I get that. I do get that point.
like you've had a burial, you've put this person to rest, and then people 1,000 years, 2,000 years later, however many years later, are now digging up these graves.
Yeah.
Just to what?
What? Well, advance the species, advance mankind.
But are you cool with
But how is that an advancement?
I mean, trust me. My views are different than other people's views are. So, like, the what I think is like, I've even told my wife, I'm like, there's no purpose to put my fucking corpse in the ground. I'm like,
you want to be burned up,
dude. How I want to go, how I really want to go, like in real fucking
Record
talk.
this.
I want to fucking be pushed out in a goddamn fucking Viking boat, and I want someone to shoot a flaming arrow and light my fucking body on fire.
It's gonna be me.
Well, hopefully
I'm gonna
I
shoot the
outlast you,
arrows.
but if I don't,
Well, I mean,
if I don't, Eric,
Do you know how,
I
like-
give you full.
Have you seen this specimen?
the deep V?
Have you seen? Like, I'm at like 150.
Well, Eric, I give you full permission to shoot the arrow.
Okay.
Actually, it would be an honor.
Yeah.
Please shoot a flaming arrow and burn the shit to
if
dust.
by chance,
I thought we would
Yeah,
always.
but-
I thought we would die together.
Yeah.
I mean that was like,
Thelma and Louise.
I know, like we're in a cave in Egypt. We're 80.
Yeah.
we fucking cave in. We die together.
Okay.
No, but seriously, so my views are different than other people's views. Some people, like certain religious and beliefs are, there's a sanctity to that, which
True.
Jorge/Katie makes a great point.
Yeah.
But also, don't we respect the views of others and what they want to have?
Yeah.
They're expected to be laid to rest in a certain way.
So-
Why would we
Keep digging
disrespect that and just dig
Well,
up dead bodies?
so what you're
I mean,
saying
if
is
you
that
if you really want to get that deep, I mean, like, America is really not the place for you.
No,
I mean,
no,
like,
yeah.
we are like, we're gonna push our shit on everybody.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Afghanistan, sorry, you need us.
But
This is how we do shit. This is how you're gonna do shit.
But essentially,
Fair point.
but
Fair
what you're
point.
saying though is essentially that you don't even subscribe to us continuing to dig there.
I
Because
want
it
them.
violated-
I want to
Okay,
know.
like, wow.
Let me backpedal a little bit. I definitely want to know what is there, but
Is it okay?
I'm wondering about the moral implications of just continuing to dig up Egypt based on because some archaeologist wants to find the next dead body.
Like, we get it. We're like violating all of your belief systems, but we really want to know. So fuck you.
So,
It's
super
it's actually a solid point.
Yeah.
I don't think we even addressed.
I know
we never even addressed.
We don't have that compassion.
The moral.
Yeah, we don't have that compassion. Show's over.
I'm like, blow the pyramids up. Fuck these pyramids. Like, let's
this is
go.
This is why you need a woman.
I'm
on
like,
the podcast.
I'm like, there's a crane.
Yeah.
Take the
Ew.
shit off.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses.
I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Okay. I'm tracking.
It's fine.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
I don't subscribe to it, but I get it.
But what does that just
Nobody
to do with
cares.
aliens? I don't.
Aliens don't have religious beliefs. Hello.
Don't get me wrong. I think this is all aliens, but those are
So
human bodies.
No,
under
here's
there.
what we know. Here's what we know is we took photos I mean not photos, but sonar
readings.
Yeah. And there are things underneath it.
100%. There's shit's going on. There's shit's under there.
Yes.
So I guess we have to come to terms with that.
True.
There's something under there.
No, there is 100%.
Yeah.
And I think I understand why too,
Right?
because there's a technology that still exists called LiDAR And that's what they used in the Amazon rainforest when they were finding all these, like, in essence, like this lost civilization in the Amazon.
Yeah.
And there was, arguably could have been one of the largest civilizations of the ancient world. Yeah. But LiDAR is not ground penetrating. So it only shows what's like.
So this new tech would be.
It actually it can penetrate underground.
Yeah, I get you. And finds voids.
Yeah.
It finds voids in
it's because if you think about like you're passing frequency and you're like, okay, well, frequency passes, if you can shoot a frequency through something solid, it's going to react differently to a void than it is going to be to a solid piece of mass.
Yeah.
So therefore you can be like, oh, well, that's clearly a void because based on the readings.
Yeah. So then the question becomes, what could this be?
I mean, what I think it is based on like the imagery that I've seen with
there's some photos and we'll put some photos up and they're like, I mean, it's hard to know what
if it really looks like that.
Yes.
If it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, because the image that they've given, it's like, imagine like toilet paper rolls, 8 toilet paper roll type cylinder structures with like the spiraling.
But what if that's the foundation? They're making a better foundation.
No,
okay, but what if they use this in order as like a levee system?
Oh, like with water?
To build the pyramids.
But like a levee system like with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically that's possible.
It's possible. Like maybe they're building the foundation properly or in a different tech that we don't know.
No, well, she's saying like, you remember how we posted that video of like the water levees being used to that's how they got the bricks up.
Mm-hmm.
They would put in essence buoyant buoys on the bricks and they'd float them up with water levees.
Yeah.
So like maybe like these are the wells that they dug to then do the levee system.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually we gotta have Katie on this more. This is fucking really good. Jorge. She's making points. I love you, Jorge. You're my dog. But
okay,
that's such a good point. I mean, to facilitate that theory, possible. But how do you then, like the way that levees work? How do you control the water?
Yeah.
And if you're digging just giant wells, how are you actually manipulating and controlling the water?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, because I don't see how you can control it.
Right.
If it's just like a hole and you're like, oh shit, it keeps coming. How do we stop? Like, how the fuck do you make it stop?
So then the question for me becomes, what does this mean? Like, does it change everything that we've already like?
Well, it should change your ingenuity of man concept,
or it emphasizes it.
How?
Well, because again, architecture and like foundation, and they were building something underneath it, and so they were like, "These are the best tombs that these are the ones we want to protect."
No, but okay.
And then we're gonna put a monument above it,
Eric,
and it's gonna be the biggest monument on Earth.
Eric, I don't think you understand like the basics of like structural
integrity.
I
understand. I mean,
okay, Eric. If you're gonna build something, you're not gonna want to like
put holes under it.
like let's just like make voids under it. This is great. Let's make the heaviest thing ever built ever.
But then put holes.
Let's put some fucking holes under it. This is structural integrity. Trust me, science. It's like no, like that's not how like it works. No, like so. Therefore, since that's off the table. It had to be for other ulterior purpose. Also,
so you think this is a smoking gun for
100%
debunking everything I've been talking about?
Let me give you this. Like, do you realize what has to go into digging something that deep? Like, do you realize how difficult that is?
To dig?
No, to dig a giant cylindrical hole 630 meters underground. Like with fucking ropes.
I don't do meters, so.
Well, okay, just times it by 3.
Where'd the dirt go?
Where'd
the dirt go, bro?
Around 2,000 feet.
Where'd the dirt go?
No, literally around 2,000 feet deep. And then there's giant square structures, 80 meters in diameter.
It's confusing. I will give you that. It's confusing.
But I'm saying like, okay, that's why they have like if you look at the picture, there's like the cylindrical. There's like it almost looks like a walkway, a pathway. Like that's wrapped around it. because
like a walkway. Almost?
Yeah, if you have to dig that deep, like you can't just like levitate dudes down there and like you're bringing up buckets for like, and then.
But what if hear me out?
Okay.
What if they built the tomb, and that's where the actual tomb is?
Why would they dig 8 tunnels then? The eight homies are made
yeah. I mean,
and then they're
talking
like,
about thousands.
let's build a pyramid on top of the homies. Like, yeah.
No, and then time goes by.
Dude, but
and then they build it later.
But see, Eric, like your concept of time.
But what's the explanation?
Insane.
Give me an explanation.
Okay.
Why would they build this thing? Why is it? Why are there cavernous holes?
Do you remember the hieroglyphs of these giant beings?
Yep.
No,
I do.
I don't.
And there's the
Yes, you
small
do.
people underneath it.
You made this up.
This is a real thing.
Real thing.
Okay.
Fact.
And if these caverns are so tall, maybe it was to accommodate the height of the aliens.
What the fuck is she talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
You talking about tall aliens?
They're
short midget aliens?
No, she's talking
tall.
But
like shacks, bunch of shacks going down.
I don't think that the tubes were for like tall homies. Like, I don't think, personally, that's my personal belief. I don't think it was for like the super tall homies.
All right,
because they're like,
it was like their home under there. They just
maybe
they could stand up.
Like burial
So
tubes.
They could stand up.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Eric, with the ants. God damn it. I'm sick of this shit. Fucking goddamn it. I'm gonna fucking shit for this rest of my life.
Okay, but give me a logical why they built that.
I honestly I still believe that it was an ancient form of energy. I believe that there's forms of energy that we can't comprehend because even I'll give it to you this way. I'll give it to you in a plausible example.
Yeah.
Like a plausible example of technology being dumbed down.
Okay.
So when they first invented the light bulb, when Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, a light bulb would last for 100 years.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad for business. Light bulbs need to go out so they can buy another light bulb.
Okay.
So they made it lesser.
I dig that. I could dig that.
So you got to think like if there's a way, like even the whole thing with Nikola Tesla, like the concept of free energy, like you're able to, and he was able to prove like there's a plausible fucking solution to have free energy from the atmosphere. So why isn't there a way to then harness energy from the planet?
So what you're
and
saying
I believe
is
it was a way to harness energy from the planet, and then it's going upwards, and then the pyramids themselves are the conduit for that energy. How they were able to then take the energy and harness the energy.
Interesting.
And project it to space to the aliens.
I mean, either that or just like, use it on like the homeland. Either way, that's totally possible. I'm not going to discount that.
So it's an energy.
I believe
station.
it was a power plant.
Yeah.
The very giant ancient power plant.
Ancient power plant.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes sense.
What were they powering?
Civilization.
So light.
Well, no, not like
what,
that.
What was it? What was the use of it?
I think
you say a lot about how the power of man and how they were able to build these
incredible
pyramids
structures,
and they're amazing, right? So why is it implausible for them to have an actual purpose?
Yeah.
To harness some sort of energy for whatever purpose that is a technology that is lost today.
But do you know what I think they were powering? Ships. That's serious.
Ships.
I think that like, imagine you're an alien race and you're like, cool. Like, how do I power up? Like, how do I get enough energy to power my fucking ship back and take the fuck out of here?
Huh.
Yeah, it may take a couple hundred years to fucking have them build the shit and like have them fucking like find a way to get enough energy, but like it's not like they're small. It's not like a small power plant. It's massive. It's a fucking massive power plant. Yeah. Like, and they didn't have electricity. They didn't have the facilities to use that energy. So what could that energy be for? I think it was to power the ships, to get them the fuck off, to get them the fuck out of here. I don't think they I think they got here and they're like, fuck this. They were like, fucking, these people are retarded. Like, these people are dumb. They're like, okay, trust me, just get the bricks. And bring them over. Yeah, okay, bring them over. Okay, let me do it for you, you fucking idiots. Like, I think it was to power the ships to get them off. Okay. Get them off the planet.
Okay. You know, to be honest,
notice how shit went downhill after then. Yeah. It was like fucking the Dark Ages again.
Yeah. You know, to be honest, and this is my summation of it. You know, whatever
ingenuity, man.
Is this new found thing does shake things,
right? It does. It does, doesn't it?
Things. It does put things into different perspective. If this is true. If it's true, then it does shake.
Bro, it took him
the belief.
It took them 5 years to fucking put this shit out. You know, like they were like, check it again, Steve.
I'm excited to see what comes of it,
dude. It's really that's why I think they took so long. I think they took so long to put it out because I think they wanted to verify it.
Yeah,
that's otherwise it wouldn't make sense why it took fucking 5 years. To be like, okay, this is what we found. I think they were like, run it again.
Yeah.
Like, run it again.
Yeah. I dig it. I mean, it's exciting. So hopefully.
So, Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, tell us now.
What do you think
the evidence
that they
is
were
not there
for?
yet enough.
The evidence?
The evidence is not there enough. They gotta excavate underneath.
Dude, I saw Tupac with like virtually no evidence. like literally no evidence.
Keefy.
Like literally. We saw fucking Jack the Ripper with some jizz on a fucking on a napkin.
Somebody's gotta pull that clip from one of our episodes.
Dude,
do a real.
We solved it.
I know.
We probably solved more conspiracies than any other conspiracy podcast.
Absolutely. We're hitting.
Yeah.
But I think I'm excited to see what comes of it. I'll be honest.
It's pretty cool.
I'm open about it.
I think it's regardless, even if it's the ingenuity, man, it's pretty fucking
it's
cool.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty rad. So if you guys have a chance, go look at whatever info that you can get on it. Some of the visuals are not real because they're like AI infused into, you know what I mean? Like the Rogan episode
was like it looked like a sketch.
Yeah, that's not like
some dude made that. You're like,
but if you look at like the real, like the actual images that they're using, it's hard to even like really tell what's going on.
Yeah, they need to excavate.
Excavate.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. And then we'll do another episode.
Completely thrown aside the religious connotation. Like, fucking excavate.
No, and then we'll do another episode when there's more data that comes out, and we'll change our verdicts
episode
at the end.
6 coming to you soon.
Right?
If they find dead bodies, then I'm gonna change my tune.
Burial, just like it's just burial pits. Just fucking throw the body into the pit.
Yeah. Can we just leave them and let them?
Or it's like Cleopatra.
Rest?
Then it's like fuck it.
Yeah.
Throw them in the pit.
Yeah. All right, Jorge's back.
All right,
Jeez.
I had to kick Katie out.
Yeah,
I was getting a little worried she was gonna take over my seat.
I know. Way too good feedback. Way too much good feedback.
Yeah. From that other episode, you mean?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. So there you go. So I'm back, guys. I know we were talking about the underground city, right, under the pyramids.
We were talking the whole. Well, I mean, is it a city?
I know I missed a whole bunch.
Is it a
You
city?
might have to catch me up a little bit.
Is it a city?
Well, I
hope it's a fucking city. Can you imagine if it's like a fucking bazaar down there and it's like the fucking shops and shit?
What if it's just nothing though?
It's not nothing.
Because think about it. They're just little like you ever see Predator? You know, it's like the
Yeah,
and it's like they're visual.
It's one of my fucking.
That's what the photos look like.
Childhood movies, right there.
Yeah, no, but that's what the
Dylan,
photos
you son of a bitch.
I love that shit.
It's literally at one like Eric's fantasy football name in one league is Dylan, you son of a bitch, and it's like the fucking, it's the arms.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really play much anymore. Is he retired? It's a deep conversation.
Yes.
No, but honestly, the images, and we'll post what the radar images or LiDAR or whatever you want to call it, right?
No, it's not LiDAR.
It's not LiDAR. It's
some
different.
radar.
It's a weird,
another
fucking,
DAR,
confusing
here,
name.
I have it right here.
It's a very confusing name.
Synthetic aperture radar, SAR.
I mean,
okay, SAR.
It's like some, whatever. It's like, and then I read somewhere else it was like a thermal some sort of thermal radar.
That's why I'm saying it looks like
It
Predator's
does
vision.
look like Predator vision.
True.
And it's very nebulous.
Yeah.
So obviously,
and it's funny how like AI just came up with a whole city
it's like,
just from that.
I love it. Actually, I really love it. I've started to embrace AI. Like I think it's hilarious.
I used to think it was
humanity is
for fools. I'm super interested.
Yeah,
I love it. I've been into it since.
Oh, you bet. You were a day one. He's a day one believer.
Yeah.
That's another Discord joke. I am AI.
Or AI.
There's literally an AI bot of Jorge.
It's
out of control. We shut it down.
AI.
Yeah, do you know we shut it down? It was
Dude, he
out
was
of control.
fucking annoying. He wouldn't stop talking.
No, so what I'm trying to say though is that's really all we have is those strange,
like that's the only
radar
real...
heat thermal imaging photos.
But the thing that's saying is like, okay, because I believe and I could be wrong. I went to school to be a scientist, but I'd never finished. So I'm not a scientist.
Still the smartest one here.
Is that based on the heat signatures? That's where they're getting.
Yeah,
that's how they're able to determine like where there's
like how deep it is.
Excuse me. Yeah, they're able to determine the empty space.
Yeah,
just because obviously solid ground is going to be a solid temperature. Because
so the shafts are solid.
No, I'm saying like here. Let's say you have like let's say it's just the ground.
Yeah,
and the ground is undisturbed completely underneath.
Yeah,
like ground is able to like maintain or like hold in that thermal that like the thermal energy like at a consistent base like throughout. So it's like, for example, like take the ocean. For example.
I see what you're saying.
It's like the ocean's getting pounded, but like it's retaining the thermal energy so that the whole thing.
That's how you have the fish finders.
Yeah, the whole thing will. I thought the fish finder was like sonar.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
No, but it's able.
So wait, there's fish under the pyramid?
No, so
holy shit!
It's able to maintain like that temperature just based on the thermal energy that it's accumulated.
Okay.
But obviously, when you get deeper underwater, it gets colder because it hasn't been able to get the thermal energy from the sun. So my point is like the ground itself is consistently holding on to thermal energy, and if you have drastic variations in the temperature, that means that there's a pocket, there's something that's
not there.
That's not holding on to the energy, so the temperature will be different. It'll be a drastic change.
Gotcha.
So then if they're sucking it down, then they can probably see like, okay, it's this particular heat reading goes down this much. So yeah, they're just able to kind of discern like relative depth. They're able to discern, and that's how we know
to a degree, because because we keep seeing all kinds of different depths.
I mean, there's all kinds of different depths, and they're able to discern general structure. Like okay, they're tubes, just based on that. So obviously, we've posted like the AI, AI renderings. Of,
so cool.
It's the renderings are great. I wish the renderings were like real.
It's on our Instagram. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
So cool. So that's the tech behind it. Most solid things retain thermal energy. It's like the same concept. It's like you go into your car and in the heat and your fucking seats are on fire.
Yeah.
Because they're just retaining the energy of the sun. So anyways, that's the theory behind it.
Now there's also the theories of the underground city, but there's not really any imaging or anything like I think that's just more of like a
hope.
Yeah, like a conspiracy heads, like it's just fucking shit talking.
But how do they know? Like you see the videos of it's like there's like 6 spirals.
Like they have like the
they have something on them.
Yeah,
that are...
literally there's a guy who is actually a pretty big poster, and he's like, "This is groundbreaking. I'm like shaking, and this is so amazing." And then he starts pointing at these like spirals that are blue, and you're like, "How did he get to that?"
Yeah,
I don't know. I obviously don't have access to.
No, that's just like an AI bullshit. That's just AI bullshit. But like they do say that it has like something on the spiral. So whether that's copper or some other material, we don't know.
Or maybe it's like like there's a theory that it just could be like walkways, like
walkways,
it could be like walkways. Based on whatever. Maybe it's made out of a different material, so it has a different heat signature. So they're able to see like, okay, what's this? There's a slightly different heat signature that's spiraling around. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
So I think it's like you take that data and then you're like, okay, let's extrapolate on it. What could it be based off of the little, it's not like they took a fucking spy cam in there and they're like, which they should.
Have you guys heard anything about, I saw a couple of theories that these structures predate the pyramids by thousands of years.
The underground?
Yeah.
Well, technically they would have to predate the pyramids theoretically because they're underneath it.
True. But
the thousands of years, that's a thing. Like, maybe they had, maybe it was a little city. The city was fucking dead down there.
I think that's where the whole city thing comes from. Maybe
like this was actually part of the city, and they're like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Like,
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistant's assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
plague down there, and they're like, "We're gonna build this burial pyramid over this shit."
I mean, I do believe or subscribe to the concept of cities or civilizations building upon each other.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Right?
Oh,
a great example is in New York when they were clearing out, or I think it was when they were clearing out 9/11, and they underneath it, they found ships.
Holy shit.
Like wooden ships. And then they figured out that New York, or parts of the harbor, or parts of that area,
built on top of it.
There were ships that came aground, and then they just left them there, and then they started building on top of it. And so that's just wild. Like a small example of
building on top of
the
things. Previous civilization.
Yeah, exactly.
They're also just like lazy, like,
I know, right?
Just build over that shit. Yeah. No one will know. Just do it.
It does make me wonder about Atlantis too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, and we're gonna do an episode on Atlantis. I really want to.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, where is Atlantis? Some people say the ocean.
Atlanta.
Atlantis. But no, I just wonder that maybe it falls into that same category of, built upon it.
Well, that's a lot of the theories. A lot of the theories around Atlantis, and I'm thinking even around, what is it, like Tarkov or whatever? I don't know what the fuck it's called. There's another theory that there was this older civilization that had like this crazy advanced technology in terms of like free energy. But they didn't want, like the Titans of industry didn't want. It wasn't good for business.
Oh, so it wasn't like they got flooded or whatever.
Well, there's another theory that there's a city in like mud. It's like a giant cataclysmic mudslide type thing that buries the city. Yeah, that's theories about Atlantis as well. It's like that it's got buried.
Yeah, kind of like that. Didn't we do an episode on that? That one city, I think it was in Georgia or something, that got buried. We thought the government
Lake Lanier?
Oh, Lake Lanier.
Yeah. Because they found all these things underneath.
Yeah, there's fucking stores and shit under there. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. There's a really cool documentary on a different look of Noah's Ark. So, and I'll just give you a brief on it, but it goes, I think it's in the Red Sea, and just imagine the world is smaller back then. You don't know what's on the other side of the earth. Yeah. It's much smaller. Yeah. So the concept of like the whole earth got flooded.
It was just like a flood there.
Correct.
Yes. This is our
and it's a great documentary because they show like evidence of this lake that flooded, and it flooded all the cities. And so then there was maybe an ark.
Yeah, because they
were like, our entire city is actually flooding,
and their city is the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't know what else.
Yeah, in their universe, it's like this is it.
And so then they go on this like dig and expedition. Of course, they don't find anything, but they go on this whole.
They found Nazi gold.
So you're like, fuck! I just wasted 2 hours of my life,
dude. So much.
I hate that.
At the end, they're like, Yep, and we're still going to keep looking.
But are you the kind that like will start a movie and you're like, even if it's not that good, you're like, I gotta see this through. Yeah.
There are very few movies I have not finished.
No, I think if I went to movies, like I would be incentivized not to leave. I'm like, I'm not spending fucking $50 on this bullshit and then walking out.
Well, it was different back in the day. You spend $6 and you're like
smuggling all your goodies and stuff. Like,
you're like, I hopped. This is the third movie I've watched today. I mean, I'm fine.
It's also you can bring a backpack into the movie theaters.
Well, are you talking about when you're a teenager or like what the fuck?
Anyways, back to the pyramid.
All right. Anyway, I did poll when I was like looking into this, and now bear with us because obviously we've done 4 or 5 hours on the pyramids, and then this came out, and this is all breaking news and developing, and so it's kind of hard for us to like.
Yeah, we said we had to jump on there. And do this,
but it is hard for us to put together a start to finish story of it, because there's just not a lot of information on it.
No, and we're all like it's all speculation.
But I was looking back, and you know how sometimes the internet is a little weird where it'll take a story and it'll make it seem like it's breaking news now, but in reality, it may have happened like 2 or 3 years ago. So I found an article in the Smithsonian.
Oh, wow. So it's like accredited.
It's got to be something. And the article reads, and it's from May 2024. So it's a year ago.
Okay. A year, okay.
Yeah. And it says, scientists are investigating a puzzling underground anomaly near the Giza pyramids. Using remote sensing technologies, researchers have discovered 2 connected structures underneath the ground. Using ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity to scan the graveyard near the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Without breaking ground, archaeologists in Egypt have discovered an anomaly beneath the royal graveyard near the Giza at the Great Pyramid. The pyramid, which is Egypt's largest, was built to honor the Pharaoh Khufu. Now, I know that we were talking about the other pyramid, but this is nearby. This is like a stone throw away.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was an interesting article because they also found an anomaly underneath there.
Yeah, I think there's so much shit about the pyramids that we don't know.
Yeah. More tombs,
dude. Look. Even going through our episode, look at how many chambers that they haven't, like doors and shit that they haven't looked behind.
That's true.
Dude, what did they like? What if you open that door and it's like a fucking portal or some shit? Like, you don't know. I don't know. Like,
so the people who wrote this and some archaeologists think they're tombs of some kind. They call them their surface level tombs, and they have vertical shafts connecting to underground chambers. That's what they're saying. Many of the sites were excavated, but they've found new ones that have not been.
Wait,
so I don't know if this is the same.
Which sites got excavated? Are you talking about back in 24 or this year? Or?
No, like there's other sites nearby that are also tombs that they found more for like low rate. Like he's like the comptroller. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's like
he's the budget guy.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
He's legit.
The baker.
What's
the
like
baker.
Legit, but like
what's like a random like. The city council seat chamber of that Pinellas County or Hillsborough, anyways.
Like literally some like mid-level goon.
So it says, and I quote, "We believe we found an anomaly, a combination of a shallow structure connected to a deeper structure. The shallow structure is clearly L-shaped, and the scans indicate it was filled in with sand after it was constructed at some point. But we believe it may be an entrance to a deeper structure." This is very close to this whole thing. So what if they're all connected?
Yeah,
it's the underground city.
Yeah, it's like this whole underground like civilization down there.
That's the underground city. At bare minimum, underground tunnels that go from one to the other.
Yeah. So here's my question: is, say this was presented to you. What do we do?
Excavation.
So we just start digging.
Dude, you got to know what's under there.
I mean, we would like to.
Under
but like,
the
if you're
pyramid?
the government.
How do you go under the pyramid?
Yeah.
Bro, the ingenuity of man, Eric.
Yeah.
That's how we fucking go under.
Get a little robot to dig, dog robot.
Get a bunch of excavators and just fucking dig this shit out.
Get a bunch of union workers, put them in a little shack nearby
with bakery.
Yes, make them in a gang, Khufu's gang, and then they just dig under it.
No,
Eric,
there's no way.
Eric,
We're never going to find out because they're they're not going to do that. Never going to find out. Like there's way too much. It would be.
Oh, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard. We're never going to find out.
I think we'll eventually find out.
I don't know a lot about fucking engineering and shit like that, but I would think that it would become so unstable that, it would put the pyramids in jeopardy. And they've been up for way too long. You're not going to fuck with that. Yeah. It's like, why haven't they done it with
the thing is, I think
there's called Easter Island or whatever?
Easter Island.
Yeah.
Another episode we're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a way to get there. There probably is a way to access them without destroying everything.
Yeah.
We just don't know how to.
Yeah.
We're not aware of how to access those chambers. I mean, dude, imagine if there's like a Stargate down there.
I know. Oof. Or gold.
I mean, that would be less exciting, but
than a Stargate.
Yeah. But still,
Stargate number 1, gold number 2,
rubies.
Next. Then mummies.
Then mummies. Okay, cool.
Earlier, Katie was mentioning about
the religious connotation of it.
Yeah, all right. And what do you? And I was going to ask Jorge what he thought because we already kind of chimed in, but she doesn't like that we're digging up people's graves.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like even the Valley of the Kings, when we go, oh, King Tut, yeah, we did it.
Right. Got his dead ass.
But if it was like Sean's like grave, that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think we're crossing a line?
I would agree with that. Yeah. I don't, we don't do that with cemeteries now.
No.
Or
like, let's go get Abe Lincoln's
corpse.
But on the other side, like, it's not like that's new religion thought.
Yeah.
It's not like back then.
No, back then, back then it was like.
No, back then it was even more.
Okay,
no,
maybe.
We don't know. Seal on the door.
No, I think
we don't know.
No, they had a seal on the door to protect their fucking treasures.
Yes.
Because
exactly. So they don't want anybody going in there.
No, for the treasure, not for religious reasons.
No, because they thought like their thing was like when their spirit goes to the afterlife, they're gonna get to take all this wealth with them into the afterlife.
Yeah.
But they didn't want people stealing the wealth to take it from them after they passed on. Yeah. They believed in the afterlife. They believed in spirits. They have fucking gods, deities to the fucking spirits. Yeah. They clearly didn't think they were just like a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my argument to Katie was like, yes, that is something to factor in. But for me personally, it wouldn't bother me because I'm like, literally turn me into ash and fucking.
Oh, for you, okay,
shoot me into space.
Yeah, but you keep using Sean as the.
Yeah,
I'm dying.
It's his tomb.
Yeah, but like on using Katie's thought, even people now that believe that when if you die, you're going to go to heaven.
There's still some sort of sanctity to like the body.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So even though you might be buried, you're still, and then you go to heaven, but you don't fuck with that tomb.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with that.
There's an importance of like sacrilege. Yeah.
Because then that leads into the question like, should we dig?
I think we should.
I think we should.
I want to.
You like dig around the bodies?
Maybe also there's like a timeline. Like a shelf
after
life.
5,000 years, it's not like that.
5,000 we can touch the. We can touch Sean's tomb.
Right.
I know it's like
it's in his will is 5,000 years. I'm cool.
It's in like directive, like dig that, make more space. It's also such an inefficient way of like I don't know, like it's also gross. Like you think like you bury someone, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, the materials of the casket, unless you're in a fucking sarcophagus made of like 3-inch thick granite.
Yeah.
Like it breaks down and then like your body like rots and like it's not like a fun fucking the sanctity of my rotting corpse.
No, but again, depending on what religion our listeners subscribe to,
100%,
it may be a different view.
It could vary,
for sure.
And which
yes.
that was I even think I told her
you did
before we kicked her out. I was like, that's actually an amazing point. Because I didn't even factor that in.
Right.
I was like, dig that shit. Pay the fucking government off. Dig that shit up.
Yeah. Okay. So then it begs the question: what do you guys think is there, and why is it like?
So theory number one could be part of the power plant theory that we were talking about in our other episodes.
Okay. So if that theory holds, then what is this part?
I don't fucking. I'm not. Let's ask the scientists here. I don't know.
The engine, or not the engine.
I don't know how it works, but
Do you think they're connected, I guess?
The power.
Yeah, I think it's probably some sort of like, if you want to view it as an engine or some sort of thing, like that's some sort of like conduit to pull the energy from wherever or however they're creating it and funnel it up into the pyramids and
then what? The pyramids would maybe power up alien ships.
Yes, exactly. I'm dead serious, dude. Because this is my point. Hear me out.
So this is a whole fucking space station. This is a whole facility.
No, but hear me out. Like imagine if in this concept you have like this whole theory of the Anunnaki and like okay, so these aliens come down. So let's say they didn't come here on like it wasn't like we picked Earth out, we're coming here. Let's say
random.
Yeah, I think it was just random. Yo, we're out of fucking gas. We need to like juice up the fucking bitches. But they get here and they're all idiots.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I know.
It's kind of a funny concept.
So like, okay, now we gotta like be their gods.
Dude, I've seen this in a lot of sci-fi movies where they're stuck somewhere.
Yeah, there's like trapped.
And then they have to, that's the movie that's the story.
Pulled me in.
They have to go, okay, I need to get the flux capacitor. Yeah. And then, they even did it in Star Wars.
Yeah, could you imagine like the main dude is like, honey, I told you we need to just fucking stop and get gas. He's like, we're fine. Let's let it go. We got a couple light years left in the tank. It's like, get fucked in fucking trapped.
Honestly, I kind of like it.
It's great.
I kind of like it, actually. Yeah.
Like so,
it's like a wrong turn
because it also I think appeals to you because Eric's big kind of thing about it is like why here? Like what's so special about here? And I'm not saying there's anything special about it. I think it was a pure fluke. Then they happen to be here and they're like, fuck it.
Or there's another theory that we did talk about. I don't think it was recorded, but we've talked about the theory of like Mars and space. Fucking maybe there was
mad
wars going on or something, and then Earth is just another fucking station that they were using. I don't know, strategically for something, right? Yeah, like some sort of relay point.
Another like rally point for fucking the star systems to be like, okay, meet me at like ES 125, and we'll bring the ships around the fucking back end. They'll never see us coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an out there theory, but we like that one.
I like that theory. Okay. I love that. Like, dude, I really love it because
I like it better than the theory you guys brought up in the last pyramids.
What was it?
That like it.
I think we talked about a couple.
I think you guys did that theory, kind of in that, but not as in depth. Not as detailed. Yeah.
Not as specific.
Hyper
specific.
Yeah. It was a Tesla charging station.
Yeah. No, I was like, is either that or it's okay. Maybe you needed to pool all this energy as some sort of communication device. Some like, hey, like send like a beacon.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I like that.
Like here, like SOS. Like here's who I am. Like fucking shoot it up, and like they'll find me.
That's why it was pointed and constructed to like a certain degrees and pointing to certain constellations and
it's like like we need to like send like Mom, I'll be home by dinner, I swear. I'm not late.
All right, so I guess it's a stupid. I had another question lined up, but it's kind of stupid because I was going to just say, do you think anything's under there?
Well, yeah.
I'm based on those things. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even subscribing to your theory.
Yeah.
That.
They built it.
Yeah, they built it.
No aliens involved.
No,
but
for sure. Even if it was just like ancient lost technology, which I don't believe, but I do believe that there is lost technology that does exist that we've lost throughout the ages. But even in that theory, if they're able to do that, why wouldn't they be able to build other shit under it?
Right.
And and also it's like
correct.
Why waste so much?
So you're saying
why waste so much space? You know how fucking big the pyramid is? So much empty, wasted fucking... It's just like so inefficient. Like, why not make some... It actually makes more sense that there's shit under it. That makes sense to have this big fucking thing. Otherwise, it's like, why would you waste all that material for nothing?
Which one is more believable or both to you? That... I'm going to ask Sean. Which one's more believable that man is the only one behind either one of these, like, structured things or whatever? Like, either the pyramids or the shafts?
Like
which one's more real that they would build?
Oh, the man?
Yeah. without help.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing. It's precision crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
I mean, I guess it's hard to answer that without knowing the extent of these shafts and how in depth it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because realistically, it's far more difficult to build superstructures underneath the ground than it is above.
Yeah.
There's so many more variables. You're constantly having to deal with the weight of the fucking planet crushing you in and killing you and suffocating to death.
Yeah.
So it's far more difficult to build down than it is to build up.
And also, if they are truly cylindrical in shape,
and if they do go down,
how the fuck did they do that?
Dude, the fucking the boring company comes in and like they fucking just bore down like.
But that's not the question anymore, which is how did they do it?
No, his question.
We don't know how they did it.
No, but
right?
his question was:
Yeah,
Is it more believable?
What's plausible?
Is it more believable that man made the underneath or made up above?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Understood.
So if it is really in depth and as much as I hope it is, I think they probably did make the pyramids.
You're right.
Like, whoever.
Right. Yeah, I'm with that.
They had to have some other shit to fucking to do that.
So either way, we win because
we win.
Me and Sean win.
All right.
Unless Eric has some insights.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah,
go ahead. Can I jump in here?
Of course you
can. Can I drop the mic?
Can I? So this is what I think. I think they could still be tunnels, and you built a tunnel. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, Eric.
It is a big deal because it's
but that explains like the type of radar or whatever. What are we, the SAR?
Yes,
the SAR. Because maybe there was a tunnel that they built, and it was to help the construction of the pyramid.
But a tunnel in the ground and part of Earth, like it's just a tunnel in Earth.
But
it's different than a cylinder shafts going down.
And once we clarify what it is,
I'm saying like without knowing the extent, it's hard to be like.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is like a little tunnel.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, like of course you needed a tunnel.
Fucking rats build tunnels all the time.
Yeah, you needed to get to the bread from one side to the other. I mean, it's pretty easy. No, but I'm just saying, like, imagine the pyramids were not there,
right?
So before they built some tunnels to either transport or to do something with the tunnels, to help build the foundation. I don't know the technology to build the pyramids, right?
What, Katie had an interesting theory too on this. Like, if they are, let's say, if they are like cylindrical cylinders, like what if it was like some sort of like water well system to support the float theory behind the bricks?
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know, I don't know the engineering behind it, but I'm like. I mean, it's kind of a cool. I don't know how it would work.
That's
a cool idea.
But it was a cool idea. I was like, man, I was like, wow.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would say that it's just we're finding more of the construction.
Yeah, we got to definitely get a little more data.
Sounds so boring, I know, and it's so like
Eric's original
deflating.
Eric's original theory is like it's for the structure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one in the history of mankind was like, we need empty space underneath this extremely heavy thing to make the structure more stable.
What we do know, and we can all agree on, is the world is excited to solve mysteries right now.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's like,
I mean, this is, and we commented on some video that has literally we have 30 million views, literally.
Like 36 million.
Yeah. And one of the videos we commented, we commented and we were like, this seems like the golden age of conspiracy data, right? Because
it's wild.
Everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Like MLK, JFK, RFK, pyramids, the Nazis, the UFOs.
COVID,
like it's crazy. Yes. So I think the public at large is grasping to know. And so even with AI, it gets wild because it just runs like Jorge goes, hey, I got this radar, I got this SAR thing. And then Sean goes, fucking plug it into AI. And then Eric's like, hell yeah, let's do a rendering. And then you do that by 1 million people. Yeah. And then all of a sudden we have these fucking cool videos and like, our minds are racing and that's,
I think it does. I think it's almost a testament to almost like the reawakening of man, because I feel like for a long time we were just, if you believed anything that was against like a narrative, you were just like a pariah. You were like a psycho. Yeah. Like, oh, you're fucking, what a weirdo. Yeah. Oh my God. How could the news ever lie to us? And now,
how could the government be stealing from us?
And then now you see that we've been lied to so many times. It's been proven that we were lied to so many times. And it's a fact, and it's not me like speculating. It's an actual fact. We've been constantly being lied to. So everyone's like, what the fuck? So it makes you then question everything you've ever been told. Right. Like everything is in question. Like I don't fucking believe shit.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on with the economy. I don't even get it. I don't even know what the fuck's happening. Tariffs and bonds and
we were having a discussion about the tariffs thing earlier, and it was just like, I have no I don't know fucking macroeconomic. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like I don't know how tariffs are good or bad or indifferent. Yeah. I have no concept of it.
But that's the thing is that we don't know. Like we're trying to absorb data, and it's so hard to know what's right and not.
Well, also because what's real all you can go off of is how you're affected by it.
Yeah.
And we don't know the long-term strategies. We don't know anything. So it's like, Eric's making comments about the stock market being bloodied, and Jorge's like, "Oh my God, my fucking portfolio!" But that's all we know. All we know is like how we're immediately affected. I don't like it could work out in the end. It could fucking crash and burn. It could be worse. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know on the pyramid sides. I think it's fascinating. I love it. I don't like how people are mean about it. But I do love it. I think it's hilariously great, and it's also putting more interest into history, where we came from.
Yeah, I like that too.
I
like that that's happening.
I like that stuff. So if we could all kind of like go analyze data ourselves and go what is real for you, then fuck yeah.
Also, it's like, listen, guys, you're allowed to formulate your own opinions.
Absolutely,
that is like your inalienable basic right as an individual to formulate your own conscious opinion on what you think something is. So you don't have to go like on Instagram and be like, "You're a fucking piece of shit, liar." Like just because we're formulating an opinion. And if you just read, it says AI. I mean, my God, I must have responded to 400 comments. This is AI. Hence why we put AI. It's right. It says AI right in the fucking first second. So just look. Just look. I love you guys.
Hilarious.
Anyways.
Just look.
Well, there you go, guys. I know, there's a lot more data coming out. Of course, this is more like fun and, keep in mind the reason why people are excited is because not a lot has come out around the pyramids in, I don't know, thousands of years.
Yeah, true.
So it's brand new. Like, it's exciting. It's exciting. And so, hopefully more comes out. Hopefully they...
And as it comes out, we'll come out with another fucking episode and we'll do an update.
Absolutely. And our job is just to fucking laugh it out and and see what we can come up with.
Well, the thing is, like, actually, wow, now that you say that, it's like, what more is there left to even discover on Earth?
Oh, tons.
Really?
Oh.
You think so?
Especially with all this new technology.
The ocean is real.
Yeah.
Well, here's a weird stat for you. It's like, do you know that the ocean comprises 98% of the Earth's biosphere?
That's insanity.
A biosphere is what life can contain life. So 98% of what can contain life on Earth is the ocean.
Oh wow.
The land is 2 fucking percent. Two. Like what's that? That's like the most insane number ever. Like we don't know shit about the ocean. So never mind. I rescind my previous comment.
I love it. I love it. I think there's so much more to know about mankind, humanity, history, future, all of it. And so keep exploring, keep questioning it, and
keep the comments coming.
Exactly. Yeah. And we'll catch you next time on the Conspiracy Podcast.
Nighty night.